You most likely heard that Southwest Airlines has made the decision to exit some airports across the country, including Syracuse in early August, mostly due to a lack of new aircraft due to Boeing delays. Joining us now, Syracuse Airport Authority Executive Director Jason Terreri. Jason, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Such exciting news when Southwest came here back, I think it was, first flight was November 2021. I would have to imagine it's disappointment today. I mean, the Southwest execs, they actually came to town, right, last week? What'd they say to you? What was that conversation like?
Yeah, so they asked for a meeting the day before their earnings call. And it was to come and let us know that while the market was an emerging market and meeting certain expectations, the difficult decision was made that we, along with 4 other markets, were going to be removed from their network.
So would you say then a combo of that aircraft issue where they're retiring planes, Boeing's not keeping up, and they start to look at their market? So you're performing about where you should, but that doesn't put you in the top tier, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to explain it. And when we meet with them on a regular basis, they were pleased with our progress, and we were talking about some growth plans. I mean, they know what's going on in our market with Micron and everything else. It's just at the time when they had to make a decision, we weren't above the line. So it's unfortunate, but I kind of understand the business decision.
So, I mean, this is one of those crystal ball kind of questions. How likely we'll see them back and when?
So I think they'll be back. Again, you're dealing with a situation where they're retiring 35 aircraft. They were expecting to get 46 new aircraft this year, and they're only going to get 20, and they don't have assurances on those. So I think when the dust settles on some of the Boeing issues, they rebuild their networks, I could see them back in here. I don't know when that would be, but they were happy with the market. We are an emerging market. We're growing, so I mean, we fit their profile.
We do keep hearing from people with flights on Southwest from Syracuse booked after August 4th. That's when they're going to stop flying in and out of Hancock. What is your best advice? I know that that's probably more a Southwest question, but I'm sure you're fielding those same kinds of things. We've heard from lots of people going like, what do I do? They shipped me to Rochester. I can't make it to Rochester. What do they do?
Yeah, so the airline has already reached out to all the affected customers, either out of Rochester or Albany. The airline has been great in working with some. If Albany is easier than Rochester, call the airline. They understand this is difficult for everybody. So they're doing everything they can to accommodate anyone who needs to travel.
Who picks up the slack when Southwest leaves? Because obviously a lot of people were flying Southwest, and we keep talking about those passenger numbers, great at the airport. So who picks up the slack for them? And a lot of people have been asking, okay, so what's that do for price now?
Right. So the price question, we don't expect to see much of a change, given that a lot of the routes that Southwest flew, there's a lot of competition in and out of this airport. Part of the benefit for us having 8, 9 carriers at the airport is you have multiple choices to get to different destinations. It may not always be nonstop. Use the example of Orlando. That's one of the markets that Southwest will be exiting, but we have service on Allegiant, Frontier, JetBlue nonstop, and then you have connecting opportunities on American, Delta, and United. So the slack will be picked up by the other carriers who will be adding capacity. We've already started some of those discussions, but also in the future, as you see additional flights, segments added, that's where we see the capacity being picked up.
You're already, and I don't know how this factors into schedule and seats and things like that, you're about to add a brand new airline for this market. They've been around for a while, Sun Country, and more flights on an existing carrier. Bring us up to date on what's going to be going on in just the next few weeks, right?
Yeah, so starting in June, we're going to have Sun Country starting their nonstop service to Minneapolis. And actually next month, May 8th, Delta starts their flight to Minneapolis-St. Paul. So some of those folks that need to connect out west that may have looked at Southwest, there's that option as well on Delta now, along with all the other carriers to connect. And then with the low-cost option now, Sun Country coming on board, that's another opportunity to provide some connecting service going forward.
Last one for you. What are your plans going forward? It feels like we've got every possible carrier we could get here in Syracuse. Is there anybody else out there to get and bring in, or do you go to everybody that you have here and say, there's room for you to maybe add some more flights?
So both, right? So really the biggest carrier that we do not have in the mix right now is Spirit Airlines. And they were part of the JetBlue and Spirit were trying to merge. So they're trying to sort a few things out. We do talk to them on a regular basis. But all the rest of the carriers, we're talking to them not only about new markets, additional flights, some larger aircraft to make up some of this difference. But remember that the airlines are watching what's been happening the last couple months with Micron and the growth in the community. So we've got some plans underway right now to add additional flights regardless. The Southwest just creates a little bit of a bump in the road, but the service is still there to all the key markets for our community.
Stay tuned. Jason Terreri, thanks so much for your time. As always, we'll catch up with you again really soon.
Anytime. Thank you.